Tigers head coach Nicki Collen for you. Coach, give us an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, I thought we started a little bit slow, but I thought then we started to really get after it defensively, created turnovers, shot the ball well, played downhill. I thought we mixed transition buckets, but the three-point line was good to us today. Just built a comfortable lead and then survived the fourth. But I thought we played really good basketball for 3 quarters.
Coach, in that first meeting down in Waco, you guys didn't shoot very many threes at all. What was the difference tonight? Was it the fact that some of their top perimeter defenders were out tonight, obviously?
Yeah, I don't think it was that as much as kind of stylistically what we were running, the lineups we had in, not having Bugs, who's a downhill player. We played different. We play a little differently. Obviously, Bella was shooting the basketball well, so we kept going back to her. But I think that was a lot of it. I mean, we knew, they kind of play gap style defense, and they're big in their rotations, and so we knew we were gonna have to drive it and kick it and live with some threes tonight. We were worried. We were worried coming in here. Certainly Frida and not knowing if Jade was going to play, and kind of the roster being a little decimated right now for them. The reality is, like, watching them against Houston, they still ran their stuff. They still got to the good stuff in their elbow and their chin actions. And so we weren't thinking that, we were going to come in here and have an easy win. They've been 20 points better at home than they were on the road. They've shot 50% at home. So no matter who they put in, we feel like they're going to run their stuff. They're going to create opportunities for themselves. So I thought we did a good job being disruptive with our ball pressure, making them play downhill, and then obviously making shots, balancing what Nettie was doing inside, and maybe that fourth quarter doesn't look like that, but when you have 3 games in 6 days, we were trying to protect and really load manage in the fourth quarter.
Coach, they only shot 3 from 14 from 3. Big difference between your performance from 3 and theirs. Were you running them off the line, or was it just they weren't making them? What did you see there?
Yeah, I mean, I think they missed a few of them. I certainly think that, we were disruptive with our ball pressure, and forced people maybe into a little bit less comfortable threes. Thought they just missed some open ones. But I think volume-wise, not having Gerzon, not having Frida, those are probably their 2 most high volume, high efficiency, capable of going and making 5 or 6 of them in a game. So I think that impacts their 3-point production and effectiveness. So, I thought Masagaya was really good in the lane to start the third. And really pretty good all night long. But I thought we could have maintained kind of a physical presence, had we played a little different lineup, stayed with Bella and Nettie. But, we're just trying to be smart, especially in this environment where we're sea-level people.
And just, you mentioned the fourth quarter not necessarily being your best. Of course, you were playing, I think, a lot of the reserves at that point. But at this point in the season, do you think at all during a game like this about the net ranking and how a 10 or 15 or even a 20-point swing towards the end of the game? Because you're up by 38, almost, going into the...
Yeah, good question. Actually, I wish I had thought about that a little bit. No. I'm thinking about Nettie having to guard Crooks on Saturday. I'm thinking about... We've got 3 games left, and we have to play Iowa State, Kansas State, and TCU, and we're competing for a conference championship. And so, I feel like that stuff takes care of itself over time. I mean, the net never ceases to amaze me. I felt like I had a pretty good grasp of the RPI, and it's kind of amazing. We'll win and drop 2 spots. We'll see, and so there's correlation. Yes, your score, winning on the road. All of that. We pay more attention to, is Colorado staying quad 1, quad 2, what our wins look like against quad 1 versus quad 2 versus, we don't have a bad loss this season, but we also know, we have 1 right behind us in the standings and 2 with us in the standings basically to finish our season. So I'm about, watching Jada roll her ankle, not having Bugs today, you protect when you can. And believe me, it was a little painful as we were turning it over and getting tired there in the fourth quarter. But you weigh what's coming versus any numbers, Like I even looked at it and said, I'd love for Nettie to get a double-double, but is it worth it, And gave her the opportunity to say that's not the most important thing to me right now. So, we're chasing a championship right now.
Coach, you mentioned Nettie, having covered her here the last couple of years. She looked like she was playing with a little more even emotion than we usually saw with her. Did you feel like this one meant something to her?
Yeah, I think, she had a good experience at Colorado. I think that sometimes we can't even explain in this world of transfer portal exactly what players are looking for. Obviously, she rose to prominence here and was a part of 2 Sweet 16 teams and doesn't have anything bad to say about JR, and the job that they've done has been phenomenal over the last couple years. And, honestly, it's hard sometimes as coaches to look and think, why are players leaving a Sweet 16 team? And there is no answer. We have to be able to look ourselves in the mirror at night and say, did we treat every kid with respect and pour into them? And if they leave, there's some things we can and can't control. But do I think playing against Colorado, wanting it to appear as a good decision to make the move, yeah, I think that meant something to her. But I think her experience was also really positive here. So I don't think it was, some kids that leave have a really bad taste. I think, she didn't play at Arizona. When she got to Colorado, this is why we wanted her. We wanted her because of what she did here. And so, I think also what happens with seniors is there's a sense of urgency late. This is it. When you come in as a freshman, you think this goes so slow. It's like becoming a parent. And then before you know it, days are long and weeks are long and then years are fly by. And so I think sometimes there's a little bit of that at the end of the year too. There's that, hey, we start really talking as a team when we hit 7 games left in the regular season. You guys, you got 7 games left. And we have a senior-laden team. And so because of that, trying to play with a sense of urgency, you're going to play with a little more emotion. Now, Nettie's emotion, looks a little different than some people's emotion, but I certainly think she's excited about this stretch run.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. I love Boulder, but it's too cold. Time to go.